Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen. I am your host, blessed to be your host for the next hour of conversation. Today, we're going to talk about community building. We're going to talk about this because I think it's important for us. We always talk about the village. We talk about the African proverb, that it takes a village to raise a child. We do a lot of things, create a lot of programs, but we fail to really do the efforts and the task of community building. So that is going to be the topic of conversation for us today. So I want you to like, tag, and share this conversation for others. Put your friends and family in the stream so that we can have this in the community. Let's get it out there. Let's post it. Let's tag it. Let's share it. I want to give a shout out to my producer who's also with me, Matthew, aka White Soul. Matthew, what is good?
What up, Doe? How are you doing today, sir?
I am doing good. It is, I was just talking with you before the show started, and I asked you the question about school because this year, working with college students, this year seems like it flew by. Did it fly? Did time have wings for you this year?
Oh yeah. It seemed like yesterday I was just starting the fall winter semester, and I have no clue where time went. It seemed like honestly, it just seems like I was a freshman yesterday, and now I'm ending my sophomore year, and
And now
time
you're the
just
big
flew
man
by.
on campus getting ready to be a junior.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations. Keep up the good work, young man. Out there in the social media stream, my sister Linda Napier. How are you doing, Linda? I saw a message that you sent me. I got it a little bit late, but I'll send that information if you still need it. We're going to talk about that really quickly. Actually, I'll give out the number where you can take care of that donation. But to everyone that's listening to us out there from your FM dial, that is KISS 107.1 FM, I certainly thank you for continually listening in and making this your number one show in our target audience. Also, for those who are out there watching via our social media streams, we are literally everywhere. On Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, I Grow Daily, or also KISS 107 WTLZ. You can also go to WTLZ.com. And on the main page there, you'll see shows. You'll see this face, this mug right here. Just click on it and it will bring this show and other shows up. And you can listen to this show in its entirety if you miss any of it or other shows in podcast form. So we want to thank you guys for what you're doing and continually listening up. To those who out there who celebrate Yeshua, Messiah, Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, I say to you, happy Palm Sunday. Today is Palm Sunday. It is the celebration of Jesus' triumphal entry, going from Bethany into Jerusalem. So hopefully over these next couple of weeks, if you don't go to church any other time, you at least be a CME saints. That's Christmas, Mother Day, and Easter. I don't celebrate Easter. I celebrate Resurrection Sunday because he got up off of the cross. And because of that, we can get up out of every situation that we are living with. He loosed the donkey and he said, when you loose that donkey, let him know that the master have need of him. Many of us have been stubborn and we have gone through life not willing to submit to his call or his will, but he looses you and he sets you free and gives you the ability to walk in victory because he has need of you. Also, congratulations. This weekend, I had the opportunity to go see my younger cousin, Cameron Sabrowski. He got married today, or actually on Saturday. It was a wonderful occasion down in Plymouth, Michigan. It was what I would consider the creme de la creme. It was par excellent, very beautiful, a very lavish occasion. A young man who's done everything right. So shout out to Jeff and Skyra Sabrowski. Yes, that's a long name, but those are family members. My cousin and cousin by marriage on the nuptials of your son, Cameron. He married his college sweetheart, which I think is very endearing because it's interesting because his parents were high school sweethearts. So shout out to the entire family. It was great to see all of my family, my cousins, my aunties and uncles all dressed to the nines. And while I was looking around, I was like, look, these are some pretty good looking people that we come from. So I thank my dear cousin Skyrie for that invitation. It was a ton of fun. And those of you who are out there, we're entering into that wedding season almost every Saturday in these warm months. Weddings or graduation parties are coming up. Saginaw United is slated to graduate their first graduating class, and it is exciting to think about what is taking place. I want to give a shout out to Charlie over at Platinum Wireless. He and Madam Mayor Moore, Brenda Moore, they should be completing their Easter basket giveaway. I know that they had over 1,000 baskets that they were giving away this year, filled with goodies and toys and golden eggs that were exciting. And I know that every year, I was out there last year supporting, and every single time they do this, the young kids are so excited. The line is all the way around the park over at Hoyt, and it's just an amazing time. So I'm excited that our kids are excited and that we're continually doing things that they love. Also, shout out to Miss Diane Keenan over at the East Side Soup Kitchen, where they are giving out warm meals and love for 5 days a week. This past weekend, I sat in pinch hitting for my brother Antonio Brooks, who was supposed to be slated for the cast. And as you would have it, I was trying to hide from the camera, and they said, well, if you sit in the second row, you won't be on TV. I sat in the second row and I was smack dab. They were interviewing right next to me. But anyways, shout out for Miss Diane Keenan on your efforts to continually feed this community. If you're out there, and Linda, this is for you. And I'll put this information in our social media streams and post it on my pages. But you can still donate. Just call the Soup Kitchen at 989-755-3663. That is the number there. Ask for Diane. She will definitely take your donation over the phone. You can do so with a credit card, or you can just, Google the name Saginaw Soup Kitchen, and you could Eastside Soup Kitchen, excuse me, and you can send your donation via check or money order. But it is a worthy cause. I have not written my check yet, but Diane, it is coming. We have just been busy this weekend. CAC has had a successful walk for warmth. That's my brother Hurley T.J. Coleman over at the Community Action Center here for the city of Saginaw. Once again, you can donate, check out their link on their social media page, or go to Hurley T.J. Coleman. It is also on his page. There's a secure portal link. You click on the link, you can make your donation. So we're just excited about all of the things that are taking place out there. Good evening to you as well, Sister Stacy Crosby. I'm going to ask those of you who are in the stream on today to like, tag, share this conversation for everyone that is out there. So also, I want to talk a little bit. We help the help program, and we have been going strong. It's crazy that we have been working with young people in our community, partnerships with law enforcement and other organizations, working with other CVI groups in the community, trying to figure out what is the DNA of the madness that we're seeing in our communities. Our next session for our mentoring will be this coming Saturday. It will be coming this Saturday. I think it's the 19th. We typically meet from 10 a.m. To 1 p.m. We will have an extended session this time because we will be partnering with the Your Voice, Your Choice, the Women of Colors event that will take place. You heard a little bit earlier on Community Connections. He came in at the end. That is actor Algie Smith right here from the city of Saginaw. He will be here, as well as Dr. Trail Dunk Webb, who is a phenomenal speaker. As I recall it, he is the brother of Lil Boosie, who you can catch wilding out on social media platforms in his streams, but he keeps it real. He tells the truth. And so that will be going down this weekend. It will be an awesome occasion. The brothers and sisters from HELP will be a part of that conversation. They will be talking and leading a panel on gun violence intervention, as well as community health, and how they play a role together. There'll be young people on that panel sharing their stories and giving their thoughts on the impact that must be had in this community. Also, mental health clinicians. We're going to get that conversation going. Our desire is to do whatever we can to make great things happen. See you out there, my man, Demond Tibbs. So as we continue to do this work, it will be at Thompson this coming Saturday. So those of you who are normal help people, and you're normally coming to volunteer or to be one of the mentees, we will still be there this Saturday at Thompson, 10 a.m. We will extend that time to 2 p.m. because our youth will also play a part and participate in the program that takes place with the Your Voice, Your Choice Women of Colors event. So I'm excited about what's taking place and what is going down. For those of you who have asked, and people have asked, how do we get our young people involved with what we're doing? And it's imperative that you understand, if your kids are at home just sitting around doing nothing on the weekends, if they're just playing video games all day, get them out of the house and bring them to us on Saturdays at 10 a.m. over at Thompson Middle School. I'm going to tell you, this last session that we had was absolutely amazing. Frank Sanders, my son, he does an amazing job of teaching and really connecting with young people. The Tammy Davis and Antonio Brooks and all of the other people that were out there, they did an absolutely phenomenal job talking with those young people and making sure that they understood how important and how people are caring about them. So if you got young people that are just sitting around, bring them out. We'll give them the way our session happens. We do an hour and a half of training and engagement and talking. We allow those young people to present. We give them the opportunity to share their thoughts, their ideas, and their perspectives. We challenge them to think critically about the things that are going on in their community. And then we give them opportunities to present. And I think that one of the things that is so vitally important as we talk about building a new generation of leaders is that so often as adults, we spend a great deal of time talking about young people. We spend a great time saying what needs to happen and what we need to do for them. But I'm of the firm belief that we have to create spaces where young people are empowered and equipped with the ability to learn to use their voice for what needs to happen in their communities. And that means that you have to sometimes position them in such a way that you turn over the reins. It's the most, sometimes it's a scary thing when you turn over the reins to young people. But I'll tell you that it is also one of the most rewarding things as you teach and you're being consistent. We firmly believe there was something that the Lord dropped in my spirit a long time ago, and it was a formula that I've been mentoring with since 2000. So it's 25 years of mentorship, and that is consistency over time builds trust. And so we are consistent with these young people over a period of time, and then you begin to see their strengths and begin to come forward, and they begin to trust the process of mentorship. And you see these amazing characteristics and traits that were hidden beneath the surface come into full fruition. So as we begin to prepare for what is getting ready to take place, help mentoring program, we're ramping it up. There are some new great things that are happening for all of those who are out there. Brother Demond Tibbs, I owe you a phone call because I need to ask you something very important. So I'm glad you're in the social media stream, but we are getting ready to engage parents. We have done a lot of engagement, almost 2 years of engagement with young people. We are not just doing mentoring programs, but we are in a number of the schools. We just inked that deal with Saginaw Public Schools, which means that we'll be in school during the day, after school, and our bi-weekly Saturdays over at Thompson. But in addition to that engagement, we are also looking at how we can engage these young people as we move into summer school in these summer months. It's important. Those of you who are interested, and if you have an interest of making impact with young people, I want you to be a part of what it is that we have going on. Regardless of what your skill set is, regardless of what your strengths is, feeling comfortable, not feeling feeling comfortable. Sometimes you have to do it afraid. And we have a lot of people that come in and they say, hey, I want to help, but I want to be in the background. But sometimes we need you to take a leadership stand. Every person that comes in as a mentor will be utilized. Of course, we have to make sure that we do our checks and things and screenings and things of that nature. But if you love kids, and you desire to make an impact, and you feel that you have something that you can share, there are things that you want to pass on to this next generation, I certainly say reach out to us. And it's important. We've been working on our website, which is helpcvi.com. I'm going to say that again, helpcvi.com. And helpcvi.com, on there, there's information about our mentoring program. There are videos about all of the engagements that we have been doing. We have been doing strategy sessions on last month, or actually, yeah, on last month, we had the opportunity to host. I am a part of the Governor's Council on Community Violence for the state of Michigan. We had an opportunity to host that council here in the city of Saginaw. That meant our director and our deputy director came of those departments to listen in. We were able to bring in churches and organizations and everyone that is a part of that ecosystem. That's a word that you're going to hear a lot of as we look at how we're going to make a change for the positive in our community. We're going to do so by building an ecosystem that has the ability to have a structure by which every individual that is in this community understands their role in dealing with the violence. Oftentimes we say somebody needs to do something about that violence. Well, that somebody is you. And we need you to step up. We are now, for the first time, dealing with community violence as in the manner that we needed to. That means that we're finally looking at it and dealing with it as a public health crisis. And this is a new way of thinking about it for most of us in this community. It's something that many people have been advocating for a long time. And I want to explain to you what exactly that means. I see my brother Jeff Bulls out there from CAP. Great to see you in here on Straight Talk today. What that means is that all of us has a role to play in bringing an end to community violence. I'm not walking the streets. You don't have to walk the streets. Well, I'm not good with gun violence. You don't have to be out there on the front line. But what it does mean is dealing with it as a community health issue. We now, just as we did with COVID, and I think that's the best way because it is relatively fresh in our minds. We saw how COVID was a very strong communicable disease. It was something that you could pass in the community. People were impacted by it. It affected physical health as well as mental health and emotional health. People found themselves reeling uncontrollably from the isolation of the incubation period of this disease. So initially they were saying 15 days you had to be isolated if you got this disease. There were people that were in nursing homes. And so what we saw for the very first time, because it's been a while since we've seen anything like that, is we saw that healthcare came in. We were listening to the science, the data, and the statistics. We saw law enforcement come in and play a role to make sure that communities were shutting down or doing the curfew. We saw the government come in and give support to our communities. We saw healthcare officials. We saw nurses. We saw churches and everyday people coming together. We saw clinics and drive-through clinics pop up, and young people were being ministered to. The mental health workers were dealing with individuals who were going through separation anxiety from loved ones that they saw and had to watch die. It was truly the entire community coming in to address that issue. Now that we're looking at gun violence in that same manner, it means that we're going to take those same strategies and put them in place for us to deal. That means that the pastors and churches and communities and neighborhood associations, law enforcement, mentoring groups, community health, all of these places must come together to adequately address the issues that are at hand. So I'm excited about what's taking place. Once again, that site is helpcvi.com. There's an 800 number on there. If you see things in your community that you want support, not necessarily interested in calling the police, but there's some things that you just want some support on how we can deal with those things better, that is what we are going to do. All right, so I'm not sure where my producer is. He stepped out of the room, but when he comes back, we're going to take a quick commercial break. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to those of you who are in our social media stream. I want you to know that we appreciate you continually being a part of this conversation. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to get into our topic today. We're going to talk about community building. This is so vitally important. If we're ever going to be the community that we need to be, we've got to understand the importance of coming together, the importance of building strategy, and then working within the framework of that network to really set aside and focus on some key issues, that we address together as a community. And I'm going to say this to my brothers and sisters out there. This is Straight Talk. We're on KISS 107. Some people may call it an urban station, but we know that what urban means, right? And if we're ever going to come together, if there ever has been a need for us as a community to come together and to talk about this issue of how we make things happen in the community, it's now. And if not now, then when? So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back in a short few moments with more of Straight Talk. Stick, stay, don't go away. We'll be back.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
Who's ready to get easy breezy, Mid-Michigan? Ryan Wasik here from Bell Wasik GMC Buick, your only local Buick dealer and home with a lifetime warranty. And this month, it's a breeze to get keys. Because right now, you could drive a nicer, newer car for just $3 down. That's right, I'm making car buying easy again. So if your old ride blows, release it like dust into the wind and drive a nicer, newer car you love for just $3 down. Even if you've heard no in the past, it'll all blow over at Bell Wasik GMC Buick. See, we're all about acceptance and affordability. With us, it's a breeze to get keys. That means you can car shop with ease. Plus, my team of solution specialists will blow you away. We work hard to help you find the car you love for a monthly payment you can afford. So blow off your old ride and drive a nicer, newer car for just $3 down. But hurry and run like the wind, because just like spring, this deal will blow away soon. I'm Ryan Wasik, and I'm your dealer for the people. See all my rides at RyanApproved.com. That's RyanApproved.com.
Credit and $3 down requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends April 30th, 2025.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway.
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code START to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code START for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code START for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
Oh, by the way,
Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Right now at RocketGrabPlus.com, we're slashing the price from our Storemaster Exteriors one-day fun day bus trip to Firekeepers Casino. It was $60, now only $39. Bus leaves April 24th at 9:45 a.m. from Fashion Square Mall in Saginaw and transports you to Firekeepers Casino for 4 hours, where you'll receive $20 in free slot play and $5 in points. Head on over to RocketGrabPlus.com for trip details and to snag your seat for the Storemaster Exteriors one-day fun day bus trip to Firekeepers. RocketGrabPlus.com. Why pay full price when you can enjoy amazing deals instead? Right now, you can score epic deals like half off 4 weeks of 4-person league play at Swingtime Golf Club for only $80, or a gift voucher to K-Wall's Kitchen located inside Antique Warehouse for $7.50. Plus, be sure to check back for a fresh new deal every single week. That's right, new savings every 7 days. But hurry, these deals won't last forever. Visit RocketGrabPlus.com to see all our available deals today.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
It's Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
This is Kareem. We're back with more of Straight Talk. But thank you. So those of you who are in the social media stream, once again, let's like, tag, and share this conversation. Go on over to our YouTube channel at igrowdaily.com and subscribe so that whenever this comes on, any platform or any information, you will get your notification. Thank you guys for tuning in today. So we're going to talk about community building. And somebody's like, what in the world is community building? I'm not talking about building people. I mean, building buildings. I'm talking about building people. And community building is when we get together and we begin to create or strengthen the connections within a particular environment or neighborhood. And we are able to provide a sense of belonging that exists among individuals in our communities, like a neighborhood. We become the village that we've talked about, and we begin to look at the things that are important within that social system so that we can really be effective in how we move and the things that we're doing. So effective community building, it will involve us identifying a group of shared interests or needs that exist in our community, creating space for connection, fostering trust. I told you all that consistency over time builds trust, providing value to everyone that is a part of our community. And this is ongoing engagement. We have to be willing to listen to feedback. You know, it was interesting. We had the Saginaw Public Schools did their strategic planning session. It's crazy because I remember when in 2020, when they did their first strategic plan, I was a part of that process. And I remember the goals and some of the objectives that we came up with. And it was exciting to see us come together as a community, leaders, pastors, business, educators, administrators, and yes, students, individuals that were a part of the community coming to figure out what was necessary for us to build an educational institution within our community that not only empowered students and prepared them to be world leaders and global citizens, but also had a transformative effect on the people that worked within the school systems, as well as the community, engaging both young people and their parents to foster a sense of belonging and connection that would help them catapult to the next level. And so as I looked at some of those things, you know, and we were talking that many of the objectives that they set out to do in 2020, 5 years later, they are able to tout some of those successes. It's not just about the building that has taken place or has come up and been built. But when you go and you get inside and you see some of the course offerings that exist now, some of the cutting edge educational opportunities, I said, wow, this is a great example of what happens when we bring community leaders together and we are able to ideate. That's a word that I love to use. We're able to ideate, bring ideas. We put them on the wall. Anything that we can come up with, we think about how can we be innovative? How can we be forward thinking? How can we look at the things that we need to embrace from our past? Keep those pieces of the institution of our past, because everything isn't bad, as well as everything that's new is not necessarily good or effective. But we look and we take an inventory of what do we have in our community? What do we have in the village that we can utilize that's necessary? And as we were having these conversations, and I want to give a shout out to Dr. Pamela Pugh. And I don't think that our community really understands the importance and the benefit that we have by having our state board of education president in the House. But as I was looking at how we were communicating and the ideas that were being addressed and the information that she was able to provide for our community, and some of it on a very microscopic level. Oftentimes we get information that is very macro, meaning from the big picture. But being able to come in and to really address some of the key issues that are a part of Saginaw's DNA was a big thing. And as she was there, I was like, wow, how often does a community have the ability to have the president of one of those institutions in your own community? And so Saginaw being a small community, I want to say, Dr. Pugh, thank you for your presence in that session. I think that it was impactful, even though you could not be there the entire time. I'm sure you have many things to do, but just having your presence and the information that you're sharing and hearing your perspective on things, I think is a great blessing. So I want to thank you for all you're doing as you think around the world. You keep Saginaw and Saginaw Public Schools in mind. So I want to thank you for that. And all of those who were there, Dr. Roberts, phenomenal job on giving a forecast of where our community is and the things that we are doing. So as we look at this and we talk about fostering trust and providing value to everyone that is a part of this community, it's important that we're willing to listen to feedback. And that's where I was going initially talking about this, because there are a lot of people who have been in the space of education. There's a lot of people that are on our board, and I'm not saying anything that is targeted toward our board, but I do want to say this to our community. I think that there are spaces in our community that as we engage and as we grow and we move forward, that there is a need for people to come in with new insights and new ideas. I saw Miss Jasmine, who's now on the school board, and it's necessary, because I think that, you know, you can get used to doing the humdrum of doing a particular thing, and that we get used to what works, that we sometimes get dated in the process. And so I want to thank Dr. Roberts for shaking the leaves and bringing in new voices and bringing in younger individuals and bringing in people who know what they're doing. One of the key pieces as we talk about this idea of community building is the idea that we have to understand, as we were talking about dealing with things and as a public health crisis, we have to understand the data. And so it's important for us that we not only listen to feedback, but we have to really look at our data. We have to be willing to adapt to strategies and changes, looking at things that have not worked, or things that are disappearing, things that are on the horizon, and how can we embrace for what is necessary for this new direction. And we have to always listen. Listen, this is so important, to the evolving needs of our community. No community is static. No community stays the same. As a matter of fact, I was sharing with you all a couple of weeks ago that we have to also be in a position that we can embrace change. And I say it all the time, and I'm going to say it again, that change is necessary, change is inevitable, but change can be your friend. So as we talk about community building, there's a couple of things that I want us to take a look at. The first thing that I want us to take a look at that I think is important, and these are steps to effectively do some community building. We've got to identify the need and define the community. It's been a long time, I think, since we've really defined as a community, as a Black community, as a people of the city of Saginaw that are of African American descent. What is our community? What is Saginaw? How do we view it? How do we feel about it? What are the things that we see that we love, that evoke a sense of emotion? What are the things that we've lost? And, you know, it's interesting because every time I have conversations where parents and children are both in the same space, one of the things that always comes up is the idea of community. It came up again this weekend as we were talking in the strategic planning session. The idea that at one point we had community schools, that you could go to the school that was in your neighborhood, there was often, for most people, you would go to school, you would go to church, and most times your job would be in your neighborhood. Family members were typically within, just a mile or so in your community. And in doing those neighborhood kind of things, going to school, going to your neighborhood store that was around the corner, dealing with the community neighbors and the neighborhood groups, we built such a strong sense of community. And one of the things that is diminishing is the idea of community. What am I saying? I'm saying that we come together for events, we come together for meetings and sessions and programs, but we have not come together effectively and essentially for the purpose of really supporting and listening and caring and loving one another. Those of you who are out there, you remember the days when you could, when you knew what time it was that you needed to be home. And you can ask any young Black person who grew up in the inner city that you had to be home by the time the street lights came on. But you would spend those times going up and down the streets, talking with neighbors, feeling a sense of importance and valued. There was a time when your neighbors would talk and share important nuggets of wisdom with you. And so we've got to get back to this idea of community building, because the detriment to not doing this is that we lose the connections. We lose those empirical bonds that we are forming in a community, those things that help us to understand that we're not in this world by ourselves. And then we start looking inwardly. When we begin to look inwardly, we take with us wherever we go the values, the pearls of wisdoms, the nuggets, the fact that seniors had the ability to engage with young people on the streets because they were essential parts of our community. And now we're in a place where young people are in the streets and seniors don't feel comfortable enough to be in those spaces where we would learn from those pearls and nuggets of wisdom. So we've got to begin to understand that we've got to figure out what can bring us back together. Thank you out there, Principal Baston. Thank you. We appreciate it. Help is there to help you all as much as we can as we are talking and really doing what it means to become a community. We may have seniors out there. We may have folks that are retired. Maybe you don't have a job right now. I need you all to begin to inbox me because what we need to do for our young people, and I'm thinking about Mrs. Baston over there, Tania Baston, who works, or Tanya Baston, excuse me, who works with elementary kids over at Arthur Eddy and the other elementary schools, is that our kids have lost the value. They don't see what we grew up with when we talk about community. They don't see that there are other people in my community other than my mother, my brother, and my sister who may care for me. So the idea that there is this world that embraces me, that surrounds me, that protects me, that advises and cheers me on is something that they have lost. Stacy Crosby, thank you so much for your comment. What are the thoughts? I want to ask you guys, and I want you to put it in the social media stream. What are the things that you miss when you think about where we are as a community? What are the things that you miss that were a part of our community that we value, that we embrace? I see things a number of years ago, and God rest her soul, Angie Stone. When Angie Stone came to the African Cultural Festival, seeing a sea of 5,000 folks from the city of Saginaw all in one place. and celebrating, and the seniors were there, and Dr. King Amuale is what he refers to, was there, and young people all in one place, celebrating rich culture and building upon that was so important. Yes, I miss that so much. Our children and families are missing out so much. Our community is missing out and suffering. All right, so we want to identify the need and define the community. How do we see our community? What brings our people together? When we look at the violence, if nothing else, the violence should bring our community together. The need for young people to be engaged effectively and to be embraced. When I listen to our young people read, we study a struggle with the ability to effectively read. And if you can't read, then it's hard for you to comprehend. If you cannot read, how do you do math and science in greater form? So we have to begin to bring this network of community back. And I love what I'm seeing out there, Dr. Karen Lawrence, Miss Karen Lawrence, and all these other individuals who are doing this work, who are bringing in the Read Association and everything else to make reading a fundamental part for our community. Then we got to think, who is our target audience? Understanding the demographics of the community in which we work with. What are the interests and the motivations of each potential member of this community? We've got to be willing to do this work. We want to talk about what value will this community provide once we see it. We talk about what we miss, and we talk about what we need, and we talk about who we need in the community. But we have to begin to understand that people become a part of a system when they understand, yes, I can be impacted, that I can bring what I have, but also what will be the value that the community will provide to those people who are members within this system. Let's clarify the beliefs and the experiences that each member will receive. It's important. Whatever I'm a part of, I love to bring whatever gift and talent or idea or sweat equity that I can to a situation. But then we also have to understand, what is this system going to provide back for us? I've said this a number of times ago. We're living in a time right now where we don't have the voices of the fathers. And what I mean by that, there was a time when Pastor Austin or Pastor Williams or some of those, Pastor Coleman, that they were there, and they would be able to coalesce and bring the community together. They would be able to bring us under one roof and say, hey, this is how we're going to move as a community. The Henry Marshes of this world, who are able to be very strategic and with tactical precision, able to speak to the hearts and the minds of the people, to where we could find out what is the thing that we need to come together to build so that we can move this community forward. So we want to identify the need and define the community. The second thing that I believe we need to do is to create a space for connection. And this is what I mean. When I look around the community, I look at things that work well for folks. And I look at, I love what the Hispanic community has with the Civica. They not only use the Civica for entertainment and for dances. I know they were doing the cumbia and other dances, but they use the Civica as a meeting space. I was there and I patronized my brothers over there when they were selling the patito dinners and things of that nature. And I went in during Christmas time when they were all there, everyone from the community. It wasn't my church or your church, but it was the community coming together. We got to lose this east side, west side. We got to lose this. This is my church. This is your church. This is my org. That's your org. And begin to really come together. And it was beautiful to see them come together as they were doing for Christmas with Angels. And everyone that was a part of the Hispanic community was coming in on their design time to get keys, kids' toys and things in the community that were necessary to bring hope and joy to young people in our community. So we need to be able to find and create a space for connection. Find out, maybe it's a platform. Maybe we start on a social media group that we come in and we begin to talk and share. But a place that we can set up either in person or online and create that platform and that place where we can begin to talk and to communicate on a regular basis, that we can just ask simple questions like, how are you doing today? How can we assist you? Is there anything that's going on that maybe we can embrace you around? But creating a safe space for that connection is so vitally important. We can choose a platform, then we can designate some roles in our community, establish some clear roles and responsibility for individuals who are going to moderate these conversations. Who are our leaders? Because oftentimes we designate folks leaders who are not necessarily individuals that the community desire to follow. And lastly, who are our members that we want to engage? We're going to take a quick commercial break. We want to engage that participation, get into this conversation, tag your friends, share this on your page. We'll be back with more community building on Straight Talk.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on Kiss 107.1.
Attention all Mega Millions players. Your new $5 Mega Millions update is installing now. Initiating accelerated Mega Fun upgrade with larger starting jackpots, commencing at $50 million. Configuring new built-in multipliers from 2 to 10 times for all non-jackpot prizes. Minimum prize now $10 on every winning ticket. The new Mega Millions update is now complete, online and in store. Thank you for playing the Michigan Lottery. Goodbye. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
We can't see tomorrow, but we can hear it. And it sounds like peace of mind, knowing our lakes will be better protected by placing Line 5 in the Great Lakes Tunnel. And that we've added extra safety measures while we work to build it, because we're committed to keeping the Great Lakes safe for generations to come. Tomorrow is on. Visit enbridge.com/line5 for more information. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Currently stuck in a loan or lease? Mac the Trade Man will get you released. All you need to do is sign and drive at McDonald GMC Cadillac. New 2500 heavy-duty diesel Sierra truck, 12 grand off MSRP. Or lease a brand new GMC Sierra Elevation Crew Cab truck, just $172 per month. New GMC Terrain, just $199 per month lease. Both with zero security deposit at McDonald GMC Cadillac. Plus zero down, zero payments until July, or 0% financing. Just sign and drive today, just as if you're an employee. On every clearly marked new GMC, Hummer, Cadillac, and stock. Everyone gets employee pricing. Why settle for a Chevy? Come get your GMC Sierra truck or SUV today at McDonald GMC Cadillac. We're bigger. We're better. McDonald GMC. State Street, Saginaw. We are professional grade. On approved credit, not all will qualify. Plus tax, title, license, and 280 title and registration processing fee. Bonus cash with qualified 2020 regular trade. Plus dealer discount on Sierra SLE through GMF. EV Hummer, $27.78 per thousand. 24 month, 10,000 mile. $54.50 through GMFS. Offer valid on heavy duty SLE. Negative equity refinance. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Offers not in combination. Expires 5/4/25.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com sold out fast. If you missed this week's awesome deal from Begik Nursery and Garden Center, you can still stop by to cover all your bases in preparation for Easter and Mother's Day. Begik's helps you find the perfect gifts all year long, offering up specialties like fresh flowers, homemade candies, and gift baskets. Begik Nursery and Garden Center has something for everyone. Don't forget to watch out for our next amazing deal at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Testing.
We are live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the mac, one of the all-time greats. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials. Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Behind the scenes, Michigan's public health team is working to make our environment healthier. Testing the water of our lakes and rivers, ensuring they're safe for play. Educating anglers, monitoring ticks and mosquitoes for disease. Approving septic systems and new home water wells. Learn how public health workers protect us all at michigan.gov/public health. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
A little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
This is Kareem. We're back with more of Straight Talk. Before the break, we were talking about active steps that we must take for community building to be effective. We were talking about identify the need and define the community. 2, creating a space for connection. This can be in person or choose a platform that we meet on a regular basis where we can assign some key roles, establish some clear objectives for moderators of this conversation. And it's really about creating a space for us to hear and to listen and to learn, to feel seen and heard within the community that we're trying to engage. And we want to make sure that we're making everyone feel as though they are included. Inclusion is so vital to us being able to effectively make this community become great. Step number 3, we want to foster trust and build strong relationships, which is going to require us to be transparent and authentic. So many times when we come together or are asked to come together, we feel that there is an agenda that is associated or attached to our coming together. And I think that it's important that when we are authentic, that we are able to freely share values and our goals and process with the community that we're looking to have. So as we foster and trust and build these relationships, we're going to be transparent and authentic. We're going to actively listen and respond to feedback. That is something that is so vitally important. Many times people come into a space and the elders or those who have been in the space, who have been leaders for a while, we often come in and set an agenda because we have a preconceived understanding of what needs to take place. But oftentimes we have to come in and actively listening. And actively listening means that we come in with no agenda other than to hear where people are and to effectively allow them to know that I see you, that I hear you, and your thoughts and your opinions are valid and they matter. And so we want to make members feel as though they are heard and valued members of the community. And then lastly, we want to encourage interaction. We often encourage interaction, but we shut people down when they say things that we don't want to hear. And so even though this is not a gripe session, and there are those people who are going to come in, no matter how many times you fill up the cup, it's always going to be half empty. Or if it's full, it's going to be getting ready to empty and getting ready to pour over. You're always going to have people who see things in that nature. But we've got to encourage interactions, which means that sometimes we've got to learn how to adequately listen and filter through some of the comments. Because at the end of every complaint, I always say this, that at the bottom of complaints and bitterness and anger and all those things is a hurt or feeling as though you are not being heard. So we need to facilitate opportunities for members to connect and build relationships. Number 4, and I'll recap all of these at the end. Time flies so fast. Number 4 is that we want to provide value and keep members engaged. Let me say that again. We cannot continually call people together and people don't have something to coalesce around, to team up and to be excited about. Oftentimes, I've seen organizations or groups try to form a together. They come together and people are excited and they're motivated about what we can get done, and then we get stuck in the red tape and we get caught in a quagmire of nothingness, meaning that we lose our ability to be mobile. And when you bring people together, you want to inspire people so that they aspire to be a great part of the community, which means that we have to make sure that we're continually keeping them engaged. Share valuable content. When they come in, please don't waste their time. Provide information that is important, that is relevant, that is engaging for them to pique their interest. Organize events and activities to keep those hands moving. My grandmother used to always say that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So we want to create opportunities for members to interact, to collaborate, and to learn together. And lastly, let's reward the participation. Let's recognize and appreciate that the contributions of each and every member is valued. And so there are no big I's and little U's, but only people who are coming together effectively to build our community so that we are stronger and that we are better together. And then number 5. So this is the 5th step that I believe that we need to take. And I'm going to challenge some of us. Sharice Steele Phillips, you said that we should get back to local churches fellowshipping. Well, I've heard that, there's an opportunity for churches to fellowship, but this is the thing. We've got a fellowship in the village because the village is saying that we should fellowship, that we have a desire to fellowship. We don't need to be performative in our fellowship. And what I mean by this is that no one outside the village should have more influence on bringing the village together other than the village. And so I've seen situations where other people were saying, hey, we're going to do this for you. But the reality of it is we as the village have to be in control of the things that are important. We have to find value and have a desire for us to come together as we talk about this process of building our community. So number 5 is continuously iterate and adapt. What do we mean by that? Monitor the engagement. You have to inspect what you expect. Inspect what you expect. Track key metrics. What are the things that we are using to define success? What does it mean when we talk about the health and the vibrancy of our community? We want to adjust strategies and base those strategies on the data. What are the people saying are the things that they're most moved by? What are they saying are the things that they find the greatest value in? We often create programs and ideas and systems based upon what we think the community needs, but it's time for us to really listen to what the community is saying and then respond in like fashion. And lastly, embrace the feedback and learn from our experiences. Let's continuously improve the community and ensure it remains relevant and engaging and vibrant. So those 5 steps, again, identify the needs and define the community. Number 2, create a space for connection. Number 3, foster trust and build relationships. 4, provide and keep members engaged. And 5, let's continuously iterate and adapt to the changes that need to take place. I want to thank you guys for continually tuning in to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen, where we give it to you straight, no chasers, no filter. God bless you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Grace and peace.
You've been listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1. The views and opinions expressed on Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen by the host, its guest, or call-ins do not necessarily represent the opinion of this station, the staff, its owners, Alpha Media USA, or its advertisers.